It's time. It's time once again. Even though Dave is not here to fire questions at Father Eric Schild, I'm happy to take up the task and give Father Eric 3 questions that he has not heard before. That's why we call it Off the Collar, and we love your responses to these. I wish I could come up with 6 questions instead of 3, but I understand. We got to keep it short. How are you, Father?
Well, you can ask 6 questions over 2 weeks.
Oh, good thinking. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is the function of doing this, recording this on a Tuesday afternoon, right after lunch.
That's right.
Maybe a little groggy, maybe a little, need a little nap or something. So.
Well, food relates to the first question I have for you.
Oh, that's the best type of question. In fact,
Absolutely.
What's funny? Every time I'm getting ready to preach preach a kids mass, all school kids mass here at St. Joe and Maumee, a number of my servers who know me quite well, I'm like, well, I'm kind of looking for a homily for the mass, and they're like, well, we're just assuming it's probably going to have something to do with food. So they know me well, Ron. They know me well, which is good. Yeah, I know. So they're like, Father, you preach a lot about food. I'm like, well, Jesus did his best ministry over food. Hello, look at the Last Supper. Look at the multiplication of the loaves and fish, right? I mean, look at the post-resurrection stuff. Jesus was, said, "Hey, can I have some breakfast? Come have breakfast with me." And there's a lot of food references. So
that's right. We recognize him in the breaking of the bread, so that's perfect.
Well, you're darn right. Yeah, amen.
So, if you could have dinner,
well, what's the first one?
If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be?
Ooh, a fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
A fictional character. So could that be like a superhero?
Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
I guess they're fictional, but they're kind of. I don't know. I think this might even go back to. I think this might even go back to one of our previous episodes, but I've always been fascinated by Batman.
Ah. Oh, yeah.
I've always been fascinated by Batman, and I think we did talk about this because I think we talked about my dad and I, watching the old Adam West, Burt Ward ones where they, did the bam and pow and whiff and, all that kind of stuff. And if I could, what I would want, this would here be my ideal dinner, would be with that Batman, mm-hmm. Adam West, mm-hmm. in the old-time Batmobile.
Ooh.
Going out to dinner.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be great. I want to eat in the car, do a drive-through.
I know.
Awesome.
Amen to that.
All right. I'd love to go to dinner with Batman and you. Okay. Question number 2.
I think that car was only a 2-seater, though.
Well, that's true, yeah. All right, Father Eric, you got to tell us, in the answer to the second question, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done in public?
Oh, well, so I would have to say, I did a funeral. Once it was for my former 6th grade teacher back in Norwalk, in my hometown. And I got into the lead car of the funeral procession. And as I did, I split my pants.
Ooh.
And it wasn't just a little split. We're talking about a gaping hole, Ron. It was very embarrassing. And so I had to go do the burial with the split pants, and I basically had to walk to and from the gravesite backwards so that I wasn't it wasn't a good situation, Ron. It was kind of that was kind of embarrassing, not going to lie to you.
Oh, so it's like, where's the cassock when you need it, huh?
I know, Miss Rupp. I think she was probably laughing her butt off because I gave her a little, I gave her some rough times back in 6th grade. She taught math, and I just wasn't a big math guy. So.
All right. I get now to finish up. I got actually a 2-part question for you. Okay, so part of it for today, and part of it we're going to save for next week. All right. Describe your memories of the moment you received these sacraments for the first time. And today, let's take up First Communion, and first reconciliation. Memories of the moment you received these for the first time.
Well, so I remember both of those very, very well. I remember both being very exciting times. So I'll preface this by saying back in second grade, when we received First Communion and First Reconciliation, that's when my friends started to call me Father, because they, I think, saw something in me about being a priest one day. So that was actually the first time I had actually even thought about priesthood, was back in second grade, as my classmates called me Father. So that made me even more excited to receive the sacrament of reconciliation, and certainly even more excited to receive the sacrament of First Communion. I think I was probably like most of the kids these days for First Reconciliation. There was a little tinge of nervousness, obviously, but there was more excitement there. And to this day, receiving the sacrament of reconciliation, which I try to do multiple times a month myself, because if I'm going to tell everybody else they should be doing it, then I should do it too. It's an exciting thing. First Communion, I still remember the suit that I wore, the navy blue suit that I got dressed up in, that my dear mother put me in, and I still remember the various. I still remember like the rosary I got for First Communion, and just the excitement of being able to receive Jesus. And what I love is, to this day, kids have the faith, and they know who they're receiving. Right? There's no doubt in their mind. And I look back on that, and there was no doubt in my mind either. And I like to go back to some of those days, and those days were a little simpler, Ron. They were a little simpler, and that's why I think Jesus says that all of us adults are supposed to have the faith of a little child, because those kids know who they're receiving and why they're doing it. And that's what I remember about my days back in the second grade, when I was just a little tyke.